Hello guys, Crudeless here and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls 3. In the last episode we got to the Profane Capital and we ventured down here to this huge building down below, the Irithil Dungeons. And we discovered this toxic area here filled with pus and dangerous stuff. So you want to jump down here and start taking care of these guys before they start to ambush me. Let's get them down as quickly as we can. There are a couple more of those in these surrounding areas here that we want to take care of. I just want to clear this area out right now before we do anything else. There is some loot here, not necessarily that important though, but we do get a purging stone, which is interesting. As we talked about at the end of the last episode, we talked about the fact that this place is toxic, while Farron Keep is poisonous. Toxic being like the even more dangerous kind of poison. As you can see, the build up, or the build down for this thing, the fact that it eventually will be removed by itself is really slow, as you can see by the bar down at the bottom. And these guys here are basically bathing in this, looks like some sort of pus puddle. And two of those guys at the same time, not ideal. Not ideal at all. Not ideal at all. Let's get out. Let's get out of here. I try to, oh, they can actually hit me when I'm down. That's not good to know. But yeah, let's try to kill these guys before. As we remember, these guys look a lot like the Gaping Dragon from Dark Souls 1. And the Gaping Dragon was consuming souls and basically dead bodies until he became this horrible looking beast. These guys look fairly similar. We find a poison gem. Yeah. And also we found a key, remember, in the last episode. We found an old key to the prison. And it told us about the way that the Irithil Dungeons were built. The first prisoner being the giant that we saw in the... Ah, come on. I'm so low on stamina, it's ridiculous. But I just keep basically soldiering through here. And we are going to find a use for that. But here we find the Curse Bite Ring. As we have a lot of these bite rings previously, this one is for curse resistance. Where is it? There it is. Increases curse resistance. So they have basically the same description, all of those. We've read through them a couple of times. Now there are a couple of things here we can do. As you can see, the ladder on the right side is one option, though there are a couple of things here around the corner that we want to get first. And also, ideally, I want to get some more Estus flasks before we go inside the house, because there are some really dangerous enemies inside there. Man, my stamina regen is really low with the Xanthus gear we have. Really low. Might want to change things up a bit. With the fashion souls there, as you can see, the stamina regen is fairly low. We can go inside the house. Let's clear the toxin first. And inside there are some really creepy things related to the abyss. Well, first of all, we found a purging stone. And the purging stone is a way to get rid of the, as you can see, we have the hollowing thing from having the dark signs. We have 45 hollowing right now. The max is 99, I think. But you can use the, you can either remove those by of course talking to the Firekeeper when you have gotten the Firekeeper's soul, and you can remove the dark sign, but like a temporary solution. What the fuck am I gonna do? Ah! This thing right there. You can see this thing? Yeah, lots of hands and fingers. This is a freaking horrible thing. And eyes and shit. Yeah, this thing. Ah, it's so dangerous. So dangerous. And it looks a lot like Manus, the father of the abyss in Dark Souls 1. And you know, there are a couple of more of those guys. There's this guy, and there's the one to the left as well. But you don't have to kill those, at least enough, as far as I know. I don't think you get no reward for killing those, so I try to avoid them by just trying to roll around, basically, and get the item inside. I don't think there's anything at this current floor that we want to get. But we really want to go up here. As I talked about the old key to the dungeon, we can use the key up here, in fact. This is like the bottom of the Irithil Dungeons. Not sure if this building right here is part of the... let's use the moss again. Not sure if this part is a part of the profaned capital, or if it's a part of the dungeon. There's an item up there that we can get, but yeah. First, we want to make our way. We can go inside here. You can see another one of those sleeping guys, but there is another way inside that building that we want to visit. But before we do, there is an important... Ah, this guy. You can see shooting him soul spears. He's wielding that big ass weapon that the gargoyles are using, the profaned flame. Let's try to kill this guy. He is some sort of sorcerer. Oh, and he has a really quick attacks, man. Come on, let's heal up. Let's make him sure he doesn't fill up his health. There we go. Who was this person? Logan's scroll. Learn Logan's sorceries. Remember Logan from Dark Souls 1? He was a big hat Logan. He had a big hat, inspired the Crystal Sages that we know, as they also have this big hat. And he eventually traveled to the Duke's archives in search of magic powers. He was from the Vinheim Dragon School, very much like Orbeck and also the sorcerer dude in Dark Souls 1. And here we have, you can see, a secret scroll of the profaned capital court sorcerers, containing sorceries of Logan. So you see a direct connection there between Logan and the profaned capital sorcerers. The court sorcerers used this scroll to claim heirship to Logan's legacy. Though how that claim stands up to closer scrutiny is another story. So there's a direct link between the profaned capital and Logan. And there is a link between Logan and Lothric with the Crystal Sages. Because the Crystal Sages, of course, were sent from the Duke's archives. They were twins. They were sent to Farron Keep to teach the Abyss Watchers, the ability to the Abyss Watchers. I mean, the followers of Farron, those cleric dudes, to teach them magic, basically. And you know, Heisel was one of those apprentices. So we could either go out here. This is like the way back to the Irithel dungeons. And by the way, this was the dude I was talking about previously. Yeah, so we can see this building is actually a part of Irithel dungeon, what I was talking about. But this was the dude I was showing you guys from up above in the previous episode, up on the ledge there, because he was invisible to our eye when we approached from down below. Though we're not going up there just yet. There are still a few things that we want to get. So, first being in here. Well, we can go here first, though. This is really easy to miss, by the way. And if you have progressed through the storyline of Siegward of Katarina, you talk to him back in the Irithil, back in the kitchen, and you made sure to finish his dialogue, he will be in here. Really easy to miss this place as well. You can... Oh, missed the jump. You can meet him on the other side. If we kill the giant, we can talk to him from a cage on the opposite side, but there will be no way of opening the cage. But this is the path you have to take to open his door. We'll also find another item here that is really nice. But here is our friend. Hello, how are you doing, Mr. Siegward?
Pardon me, I was absorbed in thought. Oh, look at me, trapped like a rat. But you needn't worry. I've just been sitting here weighing my options. The moment has almost come. I just need a bit more time. My liberation requires a key. But the key is outside. A riddle for the ages. My liberation...
So he ventured down here into the profane capital in search, or he wanted to pay a debt to an old friend. Luckily, though, we have the key. We know this. This is the key, the old cell key here. Key to the oldest cell in all of Irithel Dungeon. Apparently, he has been trapped in here, so let's open the door and have a chat. And also, there's a really nice item here that we can get. You're free, Siegward. You're free to go.
Ah, you are a saint. Once again, you are my valiant savior. I, Siegfried of Katarina, express my deepest gratitude. Take this, a token of my thanks. Go on. It's all yours. Ah, no, please. Go on ahead. I've my own road to take, and a duty to fulfill. Very soon. Ah, no, please.
So you can see this is the place you can talk to him the first time, at the bottom of the feet of the giant. We will go back there and take care of him. But first we want to get this item. That's a covetous gold serpent ring, by the way. If you didn't catch that, we have the silver serpent ring from the Firelink Shrine. It gives more souls. And this one is the covetous gold one. A gold ring depicting a snake that could have been, but never was, a dragon. Fallen foes are more likely to drop items. Snakes are known as creatures of great avarice, devouring prey even larger than themselves by swallowing them whole. If one's shackles are cause for discontent, perhaps it is time for some old-fashioned greed. Snake that could have been but never was a dragon. We've seen some more references to dragons here in the Ethereal Dungeon, with the meditation, dragon torso stone. Really nice parallels there. But yeah, you could use the, by the way, you could use the purging stones here. If we do this, inhabitants of Londor, the land of hollows, use this secret treasure to feign normalcy. I forgot to talk about this like 4 times because of the toxin things in the previous area. Occasionally a hollow fools even himself and turns on his own kind. If you use this, you can see that we are, oh, we're beautiful again. You can see that our face is wonderful. Back to old nemesis. But if we die again, of course, we'll start the hollowing process once more. You can see we are no longer any hollow on our stat screen. And Siegward gave us a Titanite slab, which is the final piece of the upgrade path for every weapon. At least I think it is for, except for the ones that require Twinkling Titanite or Titanite Scale, I believe. Maybe they are required for the last level Titanite Scale weapons as well, not sure. But yeah, Titanite Slab for weapon reinforcement, said to once belong to the gods. Reinforces weapons to their highest level. Titanite slabs are smithing materials of the gods, and weapons reinforced with slabs will be admired no less than their precious legendary weapons. Interesting. So you can make even the strongest weapons out of simple ones. So we need more chunks before we can do that, though. We need a couple of more chunks to level up to level 9, and then we can use this one to get the highest level weapon, which I'm looking forward to say the least. Now, there is one more thing here that we want to do. We can jump down here. Oh, let's try to avoid that big giant hand dude. We find the Wrath of the Gods. Well, Wrath of Gods, more precisely. Wrath of the Gods, actually. I said it right the first time. Primal form of force. And now you remember another dude that used force. Siegward of Katarina gave us emit force. But this is the Wrath of the Gods. Creates a powerful shockwave. Wrath of the Gods is an epic tale, while force is but a woeful, incomplete version of that yarn. The primal account of profound fury emits a shockwave that also inflicts damage. Primal account of profound fury in the profound capital. You want to equip a hunter's charm here because there is a mimic down there. Of course, there are even more traps down in this shitty place. But it is fitting, though, to the fact that this is like the profane capital. Profanity, of course, being... Give me some loot now, come on. Court Sorcerer's Staff. Another link to the Grand Archives. Let's try to sneak up here and get the item. There we go. More Court Sorcerer stuff. Let's get out of here. So run away. I don't think there's anything in here. No, this room is like totally empty. And we get some rubbish, of course. And that's like the end of the profanity route showing us. I should probably have jumped down there, to be honest, back into the... Yeah, let's go do that right now. I think I want to heal up first, though. There is some more stuff that we want to do up in the Erythral Dungeon before we continue in down into the Profane Capital area. Near the Profane Flame down there. Well, not the Profane Flame, but the Flame thing. There's some sort of torch there burning with righteous fire. And I also want to swap out a couple of pieces of my armor. I think I want to buy some of the Undead Legion, the Abyss Watcher armors, and put that on because it looks amazing. Especially for... I think I want to use the gloves and the boots there, because now I'm using the Fallen Knight armor, and it's a bit heavy for my stamina regen, to be honest. I think the Undead Legion, the Abyss Watcher's armor is a bit lighter. Oh yeah, we got a couple of items there though. We can have a chat about those before we head on. So first of all, we got a staff, a court sorcerer's staff from the Mimic. And I was talking about all the Mimics here. They fit because profanity is of course linked to greed. We find a lot of this greed stuff related to the Mimics, of course. Us, the player, being led towards a big treasure, and we want to go there without really thinking about the consequences, and then boom, we're getting eaten by a flesh-eating Mimic. Catalyst used by the court sorcerers of the profaned capital. Very powerful when wielded by an exceptionally intelligent sorcerer. The court sorcerers laid claim to the legacy of the renowned Big Hat Logan, going so far as to emulate him with copies of the staff he used. So yeah, this is a copy. Now there is some links between Pontiff Sulivan and the Grand Archives in Logan as well, which basically ties Pontiff Sulivan to the Profane Capital in some interesting ways. Now, where is the armor we found? We found the Conjurator's garb, didn't we? Court sorcerer, a robe worn by court sorcerers of the Profane Capital. The formal gold stitching suggests they might also have been oracles. There are many sorcerers who claim heirship to the great sage Big Hat Logan, and the Profane Capital houses one of two leading schools. Two leading schools. The other ones being the ones in Lothric, of course, with the Grand Sages. So there seems to be some sort of divergence between those two parties with the followers of Logan. And of course, Logan, he was deeply tied to being the ascension of dragons, being one of the dudes that he eventually followed Seath the Scaleless, one of the scaleless immortal dragons. Well, I guess he wasn't immortal technically, but he became immortal. I'm just gonna rush across here over to the other side before these guys get to me. Man, this is poor performance. Yeah, there we go. Let's go up the ladder before they take me. And he was really tied to... He was focused on becoming immortal as well, and investigating the magic of the crystals of Seath the Scaleless. Let's drink up. Now this time I want to make my way through here, I think. No, I want to make my way to the top and go out into the Erythal Dungeons. That's what I want to do. Because we have yet to kill the giant there, and there is some stuff we can do with the keys we have that we haven't done yet. Remember that this dude is here, as always. There we go. And, oh, there's a mosquito on my arm. Freaking mosquitoes. We still have them in Norway though, so if you're from a tropical land, you're probably plagued by them by a lot, but still. Here we find the Jailer's Key. That was the one I think I wanted down here. This is the last key for the Erythal Dungeons. We have, first of all, we have the Jailer's Key that we just got. We have the Jailbreaker's Key. We have the Old Cell Key, and those three are the ones. So this one is interestingly enough. It has a story basically. Key to the barred window in the Erythal Dungeon. But the window only leads to the bottomless black pit below and above, a paltry view of the ruined Profane Capital. The very architecture would appear to be a cruel joke. The jailers played on would be escapees, indicating some timeline information there. The dungeon be coming after the other ones. The jailer's key ring is a ring of keys to the Erythal Dungeons held by the jailer. So probably some significant one. Opens most cell doors. On what grounds do they remain imprisoned, considering that by now they are mindless hollows or unrealized gibbering fools? So we talked about this back in another episode, them being kind of like experiments. Oh, hello, I didn't even see you there. And look at my health now. I didn't even realize that we could have been killed off by that thing. But yeah, luckily we didn't. We talked about how the... oh, there's an ambulance going off outside if you can hear that, sorry. There is some tight connections between experimentation by Pontiff Sulivan and the stuff that was going on here. So down, if we jump down, we can kill the giant, of course, but there will be constantly respawning rats that will be really annoying, and I don't think they can petrify though, but they are they're annoying. Let's get out of here. This dude fights basically in the same way as the dude we fought in these rats. Oh my god, let's heal up. Rats are the worst part here actually, because they are constantly respawning. Luckily he will kill them for us, which is nice. If you get gangbanged by, if you get clustered up by a lot of these rats here, and it's really hard to hit them with the rapier. Come on, let's take care of this giant. He has a ton of health, by the way. And you don't have to kill him, but it will be easier to get a couple of items here that we want to get. So let's keep on attacking him. Come on. He fights really similar to the ones we fought in the Irithel dungeons. Interesting that as well, the fact that this dude, you can see that his legs are bolted with these huge bolts here. It seems like Pontiff Sulivan has captured these guys, and maybe he sent a couple to protect Aldrich's grave in the Cathedral of the Deep. Here, Ratty Man. So maybe that's why there were giants there. I don't see any way for the giants to be able to enter the Cathedral of the Deep. That's one thing I've thought about recently. So they probably built the cathedral around the giants, which tells us something about the timeline there as well. The fact that Pontiff Sulivan probably built... He probably built the Cathedral of the Deep for the worship of Allfather Light! Well, maybe he didn't build it, but it seems likely. I mean, this is like... might be just suspension of disbelief, though. There we go. And that's the giant down. Probably drops the same things he did back in the Irithel... or back in Cathedral of the Deep. Some dung pies and some Titanite chunk, actually. That's nice. We still have yet to get more of those. And we find the profane flame. Here. We find the profane flame. Next to the rats and the giants. Why do we find it here? There is a path up there that we can take. We want to do that, but we want to go over here first. Why do we find it here? Interestingly enough, this is like my brain churning right now. Hi, my thoughts are all... But yeah, speculating about the timeline for the Cathedral of the Deep. It was used, as we read in the previous episode, they needed basically a faith to allow for Aldrich to consume things, so they created the faith of the deep. Here we are back at the start of Irithel Dungeon. What? This is crazy. That's beautiful level design right there, and at least in my opinion. So that's why I wanted to go there. But yeah, they wanted to invent a faith, so they took another faith. Oh, I don't think there's anything up there. Oh, not on this platform either. So they took the faith of the followers of Allfather Lloyd and they changed things around, basically. They renamed the Hunter Charms from Lloyd Talismans to Hunter Charms, and these dual charms as well. Allfather Lloyd Knights lived in fear of his duels of judgment, in which verdicts were carried out by sword of law. But they changed things out a bit. Forgotten by the way of White Allfather Lloyd was forgotten. His hunts have lived on. They were carried out by the clerics, of course. Maybe? We'll see more of that later on. There's a ladder there that we can take, and before we do though, there is a mimic, another one. Almost no real chests down here. All being in mimics. Come on, give me something. Yes! This is a really amazing item, by the way. The symbol of avarice. I'm going to show you guys what we can do with that one later on. It gives you increased souls at the disadvantage of taking more damage, or it will basically decrease your health over time. So it acts like a permanent poison effect, we can say. We also got some arrows, which is kind of a shitty drop, to be honest, but never mind that. So you see this room here, pretty dull, but there is a path out there we can take. And then we'll be able to either go down there into the dungeon, or we can jump across to get an item. Lightning bolt. Why are there lightning bolts down here? We have read the description of those previously. Let's make our way inside here. Back to these guys. Come on. Let's get a couple of hits in at least. Oh, did you see that, guys? Did you see me getting hit? My god, come on. I'm really itching on my nose now. Why am I itching on my nose? I have no idea. Come on. Let's not get killed by the jailers. I never died to these guys. So I guess one time has to be the first, right? Let's make our way over to these buddy old crossbow pals. These act really similar to the mobs in the undead settlement, and also the fire keeper dudes back in Firelink Shrine. If you want to farm souls, by the way, those jailers up in the dungeon, they drop like 700 each. Let's fall down here, as I think there was an item there that we missed. Yeah, there was. Over on the opposite side, there is also a crystal lizard that we can get the jump on. Has this giant been eating all of these fleshy things? Well, I always pictured the giants being like a calm being. Oh, we got the third Titanite charge. That amazing. Titanite chunk, I mean. Soul of a Crestfallen Knight. Has he been eating all these animals? Looks like it. We have 3 down. We can upgrade our weapon one more time. But we found a Profaned Flame. And I wanted to get this one before we head down into the Profaned Capital, of course. Engulf foes at range and burn them to ashes. Pyromancy deriving from the Profaned Flame. Engulf foes at range and burn them to ashes. The Profaned Capital was consumed by fire after Yorm the Giant became a Lord of Cinder. So, it was consumed by fire after Yorm became the Lord. The fire born of the sky is said to have incinerated naught but human flesh. So it is a flame that is directly tied to humanity, to human flesh, to humans. It was born of the sky, perhaps a meteor of sorts, or perhaps the sun. And there is, yeah, more likely to be, it's more likely to be the sun, guys. It's more likely to be the sun. I'll show you guys some arguments for that when we get to the end of the game. But it's directly tied to that stuff, which is kind of nice in my opinion. We should probably take the other path back up so we don't have to kill these guys. But yeah, why not? Let's just have some fun and while we talk about this stuff. And it's directly tied to humanity in a way. There are more pyromancies that are also connected to that, especially in these 2 books that we have yet to deliver. The Koilana Pyromancy Tome requires a female, and the Warden Pyromancy Tome also requires a female. Luckily though, we are about to find that certain that certain female right now. That's what we are currently on our way to doing. Unfortunately for us though, we gotta take care of those annoying enemies down at the bottom, where I died a couple of times. So probably should have gotten some more SS flasks. I might die down here, but it's worth it. We gotta give it a shot, right? So gotta find someone to teach us those pyromancies, because they'll show us some more information about the Profaned Flame and its relation to humanity. Gotta get that. Gotta get that. But what does a pyromancer have to do with this place, you might ask? Well, you'll see. Pretty soon. You'll see. Let's try to get some hits into these guys without dying. And I know we will be probably taking some hits from those annoying health reduction things. Come on. 1 down at least. We will be 1-shot if we get hit by them, so we gotta be really extremely careful with our surroundings now. Come after me, brother. There we go. They're really easily staggered though, luckily for us. Luckily for us. Come on. This is dangerous. Our health is so meager right now, so it doesn't really matter. Let's try to lure them into using their attacks, and at the same time. Come on. There we go. Then we can get a couple of hits in. No! That's so dangerous right there. But yeah, I'm gonna meet you guys back down here when we are ready to try again with some more Estus flasks, hopefully. Now, since we're back here, we can actually open a couple of doors before we go down. So I think I want to ember up before I do anything else. This door right here is now openable since we have the jailer's keyring, one of the first key rings that we have. We gotta get a rusted gold coin. No screaming here though. Nothing special. Let's get rid of this dude. Don't do that. You can actually get some lore on them if they drop their items. I'm really tempted to equipping the ring. That gives us increased job chance. And we did get the symbol of avarice as well that I have to go over. Which we could equip to farm some souls from these guys. But I don't think I will. Okay, so there is another item here on this side that we can get now, since we can open another door. Might as well do this right now, since we don't really have any reason to go back here afterwards. Oh. I knew there was a lady behind us. I almost forgot her. I know these guys are alive, so gotta be careful here. But this door can be opened by us now with the jailer's keyring as well. And here we find a huge chair. And you find prisoner chief's ashes. Prisoner chief. Let's see here. Umbral ash of the prisoner chief of the catacombs. Of the catacombs, mind you. Catacombs of Carthus. With this, the shrine handmaid will prepare new items. The prisoner chief used his clout to hoard all manner of things, but died without putting them to use. So he has a lot of this gold here tied to profanity, of course, to greed, to like very essence of humanity, one could say. Profanity is so directly close, like I guess it's sort of a metaphor to human nature. Greed is like I guess social commentary by FromSoft there, tying this stuff to how we act, basically. But now, let's make our way back to our souls, because there were like 20,000 souls down there, and I want to be a little careful with that. Don't want to take too many risks with these guys. Come on. Come on. Let's roll past here. And also, I don't think I sent the elevator back up, did I? No, I did not, so I gotta wait for the elevator to get up again. I'm gonna cut to when we are down at the souls, and that would be good to go. The souls are just over there, and hopefully we can get the help of the lycanthrope again. Maybe he'll help us out this time. I hope he will. He's there. Let's try to pull him out. Maybe that'll make things easier if you can distract them at least. Oh. So many of these guys. They're so annoying. Not take me. Not take me. Take other persons. And there, he killed one of them at least. Come on, focus on me there. There we go. Let's try to get some hits in there. As you can see, he helps out. Kind of. Oh my god, there's one behind me, isn't there? Yeah, there is. Holy shit. We gotta be careful though. When he kills both of them, he will come after us. So we gotta be careful with that. Might be a good idea to heal up. Come on, kill them. Kill the other guys. They're so scary. Oh my god, they're so scary. How far will they follow us? Come on, lycanthrope man. You gotta help us out, dude. You gotta help us out. Come on, lycanthrope dude. Oh, come on, lycanthrope man. Kill him. Kill him. Oh no! What? I had iframes there, I thought, but he killed me. No. Oh, I hate this freaking place. Well, I guess we have to do that in the next episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Thank you so much if you do. I've been Crudeless, and you've been awesome. And in the next one, we'll get our revenge on these cheap-ass freaking enemies. I think I haven't died a lot in this playthrough, but to those guys, yeah, they are the bane of my existence. Yeah. See you guys next time. Bye-bye until then.